Hi, I'm James from Portainer, and in this video I'm going to talk about the new capabilities in version 2.39 of Portainer. Portainer 2.39 is a long-term support or LTS release. LTS releases are designed to be production-ready, stable versions of Portainer that you can confidently run on mission-critical infrastructure. They include all the functionality and fixes from the preceding short-term support releases, along with additional hardening to ensure they're ready for long-term use. You can learn more about our release process in the lifecycle policy documentation. There's a link in the video description. If you've already been running the recent STS releases, you might have already seen these changes. But if you're updating from the previous LTS, there's quite a lot to cover, so let's dive in. With this release, we're introducing fleet governance policies, a new way to govern container infrastructure at scale. As organizations grow, it's common to end up managing tens or even hundreds of clusters, each configured slightly differently, which quickly turns into an operational and security headache. Fleet governance policies help you define security, access, and configuration standards once, then automatically enforce them across your entire fleet, regardless of cloud, region, or deployment model. Policies stay continuously enforced, correct drift automatically, and apply instantly to new clusters as they're onboarded. With pre-built policy templates for production and development environments, it's easier than ever to get started, and this is just the first step towards true fleet-wide cluster management in Portainer. We're really excited about where this will lead in the future. Give it a try and let us know your feedback. In earlier releases, we introduced alerting as an experimental feature, allowing administrators to configure alerts based on conditions such as environments going offline, failed backups, or high resource usage. Since then, we've refined and improved the feature, and in 2.39, alerting is now generally available. Administrators can enable alerting under observability from the additional functionality section, making it easier to monitor environment health and react to issues without relying solely on external tooling. You can now rename an existing Docker stack as part of the stack duplication or migration workflow. This makes it easier to reorganize or migrate stacks without needing to recreate them from scratch. You can now create and manage shared Git credentials directly from the Shared Credentials view. These credentials can be reused across deployments and templates by any admin-level user without exposing the underlying secrets. Once added, shared Git credentials can be selected when setting up a deployment or when creating a custom Docker template, reducing duplication and simplifying Git-based workflows. As part of our ongoing transition from Angular to React, we've refactored the Registry repository management view. Managing repository tags is now significantly simpler. We've streamlined how tags are loaded, added, and removed, eliminating the need for manual batch loading and making registry management faster and more intuitive, especially when working with large repositories. Administrators can now inspect Kubernetes custom resource definitions and their associated custom resources directly from the Portainer UI. You can view resources as raw YAML or see a detailed summary equivalent to kubectl describe, making it easier to understand and troubleshoot custom resources without leaving Portainer. We've added the ability to view node YAML directly from the node details view. For Portainer Business Edition users, this goes a step further. You can now apply changes to the node YAML directly from the UI, making it easier to inspect and manage node-level configuration without switching tools or contexts. Helm chart deployments can now be managed directly from Git. You can deploy Helm charts from a Git repository, track whether a release is in sync with its source, and view Git details for deployed releases. Applications created from Git can also be updated by modifying the Git settings directly within the application view, bringing Helm workflows more closely in line with GitOps practices. When creating or upgrading a Helm chart, you'll now see a manifest preview alongside the values YAML. This allows you to inspect exactly what Kubernetes resources will be applied before committing a deployment or upgrade, helping catch configuration issues earlier and making Helm-based workflows more transparent. For edge stacks that use relative path volumes, there's now an always clone option. When enabled, Portainer will automatically pull the latest content from the Git repository during deployment, ensuring that edge environments always receive the most up-to-date configuration and files. These are some of the key capabilities and improvements in Portainer 2.39, but as always, there are many additional fixes and UI improvements included in this release. For the full list of changes, be sure to check out the release notes. If you're doing a fresh install of Portainer on a production environment, I'd recommend working through our best practice install guide in the Portainer Academy at academy.portainer.io. This will guide you through what you need to run Portainer, how to install it, as well as what we'd recommend for production setups. For a quicker setup process, you can use our documentation at docs.portainer.io. Update guides for both CE and BE are also available in our documentation, as well as instructions for upgrading from CE to BE. Thanks for watching. I hope I've been able to show you some of the new capabilities and updates in Portainer 239. If you do have any questions, need help, or would like more information on anything I've talked about here, please check out our documentation, join our community support channels, or get in touch directly.